Hey everybody, welcome back to Super Nerd Streams, the only show on the internet where BakusanJEEPs and I talk about anime news, niche news, anything that catches either his attention or my attention. We're going to talk about it, and today we've got some stuff to talk about it. Normally we stream this every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and we are actually doing it at the normal time today. As, you know, promises made, promises kept, I say. BakusanJEEPs and I, we streamed a 4-hour stream on Thursday, and it is Sunday. Our voices have barely recovered, but here we are, because you know what? The anime, the TGS ends, but the news, man, the news is forever. It keeps on coming.
Continues.
A little
Yes,
bit.
sir.
So how you been,
just a
Baku?
tad. Oh boy. Yeah, I took a weekend to took my mom out to do some car shopping, and I was just telling Derek in the pre-show, it's like, yeah, you know, I took her out to do car shopping, went to dealers, and you know, the whole point, and I communicated to her, it's like the whole point of going to the dealer is for you to look at the car up close and test drive the car.
As one does. Sure.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, she deferred to me to test drive the car, and I'm just like, it's your car. Why are you having me test drive it? It's your car.
Because your name is BakusanJEEPs, right?
What the fuck? What is?
Because you're all about
Jeeps.
Jeeps, yeah. BakusanJEEPs. Yep.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I so I test drove the car, and it was fine. It It drove fine. I just thought it was just a little bit of waste of a time for me to go ahead to do all that, because the most amount of time in that whole thing was the test drive. Just going out, look at the car, get some info from the dealers. Like, that's quick. That's like 30 minutes. What was supposed to take 30 minutes took like 2 hours because we end up driving it. And I'm just like, and I've learned absolutely nothing from the test drive other than it drives fine. Like,
hey, I mean, that is something though. If it drove like crap though, and like you would have learned something else, right? So
I suppose, yeah.
And hey, it's not a waste of time, because you got to spend some quality time with just the people who matter. You know, you, your mom, and a used car salesman. All right, I wasn't sure who'd leave the dead air longer, but it was clearly you. You win. Okay, you win that game of chicken.
What about you, man? What'd you do on the weekend?
God. Okay, so I went ahead and put a video out, kind of extrapolating, expanding upon, you know, how I went on a little rant the other day about Konami and Suikoden and Eiyuden Chronicle, and how it's all just a little sus and feels a little scummy. Like, I'm still not fully, like, my mind still isn't made up on how I feel about it, but I wanted to just get some thoughts out there and see what other people felt about it, because I can't be the only one who's got this, like, Suikoden, yes, but Konami, like, Konami, right?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I know, and according to the comments, it seems pretty ubiquitous, actually. Like, there are some people who are just like, hey, you know what, Konami is a bad company, but all companies are bad companies. They can do what they want, you know, and as long as we get what we want out of it, you know, that's the bargain, right? And I can kind of respect that level of realisticness, but I'm like, you know, part of me, I'm a very subjective creature, full of all sorts of contradictions. I know this about myself, and I just kind of embrace it sometimes. And if that means that, you know, sometimes I just don't want to support a company that, because they stuck out of my mind as particularly having done some crap stuff, like, then that's what I need in my heart, right? But whatever. Anyways, that's sort of what was going on with that video that I put out yesterday, which is kind of done really well compared to some of the other things I've done lately. And I think it's really inspired me to make more similar videos, talking about maybe not all of my moral quandaries, but just kind of talking about stuff that talking about the news, but not the news itself, right? So maybe I'll do that a little bit more in the near future. But otherwise, I'm still still grinding away at this review of Chrono Cross, which has been it's been tough. It's written, the voiceover is done, and the thing is this is coming out as more like a love letter to Chrono Cross at this point. I don't even want to call it a review, even though I do get critical of the game sometimes, but it's a lot. So I'm just kind of trying to make it a piece of art if I can, you know, kind of like what I did with Chrono Trigger during its review. And anyways, it's slow moving, but otherwise I've been enjoying having a working computer and and playing some Golden Sun every once in a while over on Twitch, over at twitch.tv/SuperDerekRPGs. Links in the description down below.
You know, for this is going to get slightly philosophical, but
Sure.
you know, if you truly love something, it's not being able to find fault in it, but loving it despite its faults, right?
I agree 100%, my
yeah.
friend.
That's what it is. It is really a love letter.
I actually do talk about that in my video when I was talking about the problem with blind fandom. I don't know if you saw that or not, but
I saw all your videos.
I'm sure you have seen all of my,
even the ones you haven't released yet. Don't ask how I have access to it. May or may not have hacked into your computer. I don't know.
A little bit creepy, but I respect it. Which is more than I could say for the GTA leaker.
Oh, jeez.
That's not in our docket of news to talk about today, but
it is not. But yeah, 17-year-old hacked it, right? I was like, huh.
And then he got owned.
I was like, well, he wasted. Yeah. What was I doing at 17? Not hacking a multi-billion-dollar company, that's for sure.
All right. Well,
right.
anyways, Baku, what would you say is this week's top headline? I kind of left it up to your discretion this time.
Just the top headline. Yeah, you know, we're gonna stop talking about game news and move over to talk about anime news because
It's
apparently,
really-
this is the changeover.
Yeah, this week is kind of the anime week, right? But
Yeah.
that's all right. We do have some news stuff to talk about. But before we get into the RPG news and then anime news, we do have some comments from last week that I wanted to touch on that I went ahead and pulled out. So this one came from Butterfly617, who says, I'm really happy that people can finally play Suikoden without paying a lot. At the same time, I have no respect for Konami anymore. I love Suikoden, but I won't be buying the remasters. I feel they jumped the hype for Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. Or jumped on the hype, rather. I remember when Bloodstained Ritual of the Night did an awesome Kickstarter, then about a month before it released, Konami released Castlevania Anniversary Collection. It seems to be a pattern with them. And, you know, I wasn't even familiar with that one. I knew about the Cowabunga Collection right before Shredder's Revenge, which was incredible, by the way, Shredder's Revenge. I knew about that. But then it with this, I mean, you know what they say, like, 1 is an accident, 2 is a coincidence, but 3 is a pattern. And it definitely at this point is a pattern. And since we're talking about it, I never meant to like try to instigate a boycott of the games, by the way. Like, if you want to play Suikoden remaster, please do. I mean, who am I to say no? I'm talking about my own moral quandaries. You guys do what you want. But yeah, that's very interesting. In my mind to see that this has actually been a recurring pattern didn't even occur to me that that Konami is like legitimately like a habitual coattail rider.
Am I the only person who does not find anything wrong with it? Like, I just,
You know,
I just don't care.
Maybe.
That they do that, right?
maybe.
Like,
I mean, because it does make business sense. And that's the other thing. Like, they are a business and they are responsible for paying their employees. Like that, I get that. It's totally
not just
fine.
their employees, they're a publicly traded company. They have fiduciary duties to their shareholders too.
Sure.
So they have to make decisions that will generate revenue. It's
I know.
just they're people who has families to feed. Like they're, you know. So
Yeah.
like of all the scummy things that companies can do, this is about us not scummy as
Sure.
you know. So I just
It's just the fact that a scummy company is doing something businessly. Like that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And I mean, company's going to be a company, right? But it just feels like And you know what else I found out? I didn't even realize this before, but Junko Kawano was actually involved in the Suikoden HD remasters. She did
Oh,
all of the character art and stuff. So
oh,
maybe
okay.
there isn't even some sort of tacit cooperation going on. I doubt
Hmm.
Murayama was involved, but or maybe Kawano just wanted the paycheck, because it's been on.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
could
know what the
be.
last thing was that Kawano worked
I
on, but
mean, still no fault to them too,
sure.
because it's like this is my passion project from years ago. That's part of my history, and
Yeah.
getting to work on that in any capacity it might be a hard thing to pass on, even if it was not a payday.
Mm-hmm. For
Yeah, just
sure.
imagine a big part of your life, and then the company that hosts the IP say, "Hey, we're gonna do something again, and we would like for you to lend us a hand." And you look at the project, it's like, you know what? It's nothing that would damage my reputation. I
Yeah.
love this project, so
Yeah.
no fault to them for going in on it. And again, maybe I'm just more of a realist, but I just feel like if they are churning out something fans actually want and they do it well,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
just
good
I
behavior
don't.
deserves to be rewarded.
Right, and
Like
that's exactly it. It's
even
like
if they are a scumpany, which somebody just coined in the chat and I love it. Thanks, Miami. Even if they
that's
are a
great.
scumpany,
Yeah. No, just
then
like reward them for good behavior and
yeah.
punish them for bad behavior.
Hmm.
That's what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah. But it makes me wonder, personally speaking, like
Mhm,
during the whole like thing with Kojima and how they
mhm.
just, I mean, sure, Kojima,
Kojimi.
yeah, sure, maybe Kojima did,
Kojimi.
go over budget. Maybe he was a bit of a
Mhm.
loose cannon, but I mean, the fact that they threatened to sue him over some stuff, over just
Yeah.
accepting a game award that he
Mhm,
had worked on, like, come on,
mhm.
Konami,
Yeah.
Money, come on, guys. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
come on, right? It's like,
I think that's just going to be the love-hate relationship that we're
I
going to
know,
have with companies in general. It's just
I
like when you do something great, we would reward you with our
yeah,
monies and our praises, and when you do something bad, we just cancel you
hmm
to hell and over.
yeah. And
Like
maybe that's just something that I need to eventually overcome, and just be a little more pragmatic about it. But for the time being, I'm perfectly fine continuing to hold that grudge, because if we just forgive a company every time they do something nice, then what's the point of having a grudge in the first place?
well, you forgive, but you don't forget.
Oh yeah,
So the next time something comes up, you hit them harder, right? It's just it's kind of like a three strike
that's
rule
true.
kind of deal. Not necessarily three strike, but it's like it is an increasing
Yeah,
ferocity in
sure.
what you will like how you will react to their bad behavior, right?
Yeah.
It escalates, right? So you
Uh,
do
uh,
it again,
uh,
like
I'm happy to have somebody else to talk about this with, because like just left to my own thoughts, I can't help but go off and think like, man, Konami's such an evil place. But and maybe they are, but yeah, it's good to have someone help balance the scales here a little bit.
yeah, absolutely. And I just and again I feel like as long as they're delivering things that we want, then that's all you're gonna that's all we can really say is thank you for
Yeah.
giving us what we want. Now stop giving us things we don't want, right? That's and
Right.
that's what no like think about Square Enix, right? They're,
Hmm.
they're giving us all kinds of things, right? Like Valkyrie Elysium, Battlefield, Star Ocean. Those are things that at least some people have asked for, right? It's like not like no one asked for them. Some people asked for it. We can't all agree that the newest Valkyrie turned into an action game or Star Ocean has little glitches here and there, and I get all
Yeah.
that. But at the end of the day, they are putting new money into IPs that they could have just let die and or starting new IP like Battlefield.
It's
We've
true.
always asked them to start new IPs. Like, why do you keep rehashing and keep just like, sucking money out of Final Fantasy 7? How many games has it been for FF7? Like how much are you gonna milk this thing until So okay, so there you go. Wish granted. Here's a new IP, completely new gameplay, new character, new stories. Nothing about this is like continuing from an OIP. It is absolutely brand new. You got what you asked for, right? Okay,
Yeah.
and we respond in kind. It was great. It was good work. Congratulations. Thank you. But then it does things like Babylon's Fall, right? Where we also reacted to it by not subscribing to it and it disappears. That's all we can do to the company to tell them what we want and what we don't want. And we just need
Mhm.
to keep at it. I don't know. Yeah, there's really nothing else to it.
Yeah. Well, hey, I did have one other comment that I wanted to highlight from last week as well. And this one
Yes.
actually came from FreddyKen, who actually done the hard work last week of enduring through a 4-hour stream and creating the timestamps on our behalf. So,
An absolute champ.
yeah,
The
the mad
VIP.
lad gone done did it. Thank you so much, FreddyKen, for your sacrifice. I know it must not have been easy, but I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Uh,
Oh man.
man.
No, but it was great. I was going to try to add some timestamps, maybe not as exhaustively as they did, but I went ahead and checked the comments, and I'm glad that I did because Freddie did all the hard work, and just first thing in the morning I was able to just throw those in and use them as chapters in the video. So thank you, Freddie, for your support
Yeah,
in
that
that way.
was crazy.
Yeah, much appreciated.
I'm telling you, timestamps is like extremely manual process, and then double checking and making sure the time is
I
correct.
know.
Like it's extremely manual process. And every time someone asks in the comments, they're like, "How come we don't have timestamp yet?" Because it's a very manual process, and we're out of energy after doing the show, and we'll do it the next day. Like it's just, come on, like we're not.
That's all
This is
right.
not our
That's all
day
right.
job.
Hey,
We're not
it's
gonna do
hey,
this
calm. It's
after the
okay.
show.
Calm down.
Yeah.
They can't hurt you. They can't hurt you from here, Baku. The
But then
comments
Freddie
can't
stepped
get
in.
you. All right.
Freddie
Anyways,
stepped in. Yeah.
we did not also get any voicemails this week, unfortunately, despite our
What?
very annoying plug of the phone number of 785-337-3805. But if anybody else would like to leave us voicemail, they could do so. Or they could also email us at hitpoint@superdarkrpgs.com to have their message played on the air or on the cloud. How do we say that? We're not necessarily broadcasting on the waves, are we? So whatever. On the
On
podcast.
Wi-Fi, sure. That's
Sure.
the wave.
That's
Wi-Fi,
true.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Well, on air, kind of. For some people.
All right. And also a quick reminder that we will be reading all super chats and responding to them at the end of today's episode. So if you have any burning questions that cannot wait until next week, then feel free to throw those super chats in the chat and
All
we'll
the
get to
super
them.
chat. All the super chat.
Now, it is
All right.
time for hang on. Oh geez. Okay, there we go.
Is it not working? Oh,
No,
there,
it's working. We skipped so much of the usual stuff. So we're going straight into upcoming releases for this week.
Yes. Okay. Let's start with a quick, quick announcement. Star Wars Online Alicization Lycoris.
Mhm.
The Switch port is coming out in September 30th. So for anyone who is waiting to play SAO on their Switch, there you go. It's already available for the rest of the platform. So if you wanted to play this game on other platform, it's there. So that's it.
Awesome.
Not much else to say there. Moving on.
Moving on, we've got Little Witch Nobeta. So I think we've talked about this a few times before.
Mhm.
So the deceptively adorable Souls-like RPG from the Taiwanese developers Simon Creative is finally exiting the early access phase on Steam on the 29th of this month. So
Yes.
what is that? That's just a few days from now. So that's
That's just a few days from now. Yeah.
Thursday.
Everything is this coming week. Yeah.
Yeah, so the game will also be coming to PS4 on the Nintendo Switch on the same day.
Correct.
Limited editions of the game will be available via PlayAsia with an art book, soundtrack, and autographed scripts. So that's pretty
Yes.
rad.
Yeah. It's like $100, but which is a little pricey for like an indie game. But if
I mean,
that's what you're
collector's
into,
editions though, that's kind of the idea, right? Like you're
yeah.
paying a little extra. Like it's not like going to the store and buying like a CD and then expecting it to be the same price as a CD. It's different.
Man, $100 for this thing is it's a bit much. But I have played a game, Little Witch Nobeta, and let me tell you, the game is actually really fun.
Oh, good.
Really fun to play. And it's got some interesting voice actors involved, specifically three of the bosses that you'll be fighting, also people from the Hololive VTuber company.
No way.
So yeah, so you'll hear some voices. Now the cool thing about them acting in these roles is so obviously these people are they're VTubers.
Hmm.
It's just a weird controversy that I keep having to tell people. It's like, yeah, when they do their voices on their stream, they're doing a certain voice for like
Yeah.
a couple hours, which is impressive. Like I stream. You
Mhm.
can't have me do a voice consistently for hours. That is a skill. And some people take issue to the fact that it's not their real voice. Like, listen, they're acting a character.
Yeah.
But okay. But never mind that. So they do these actual characters that's not their YouTube like personality, right?
Sure.
Now they are doing this whole new voice. I've got to say, they do a fantastic job. It's like, wow, like they're indistinguishable from professional like voice actors, and they're not. But when you listen to their voice acting skills, it's like, wow, these people has got some like voice acting prowess, like even
That's
though that's
awesome.
not like their main thing. So I think they did a fantastic job on the games. So yeah, check that out if you're into Souls like and anime stuff. Yeah, Little Wish Nobeta is a pretty interesting indie game that you can pick up.
All right.
All right. Next, we got a Black Witchcraft, which we talked about. It is a gothic action adventure platformer from Quattro Gear, and that is being released on September 27th on PS4, Switch, and PC. There is a new trailer from TGS that we can just take a quick look at, just so you can be reminded of what this game is.
Oh, hang on. Whoop. There we go.
Oh.
Just realized that I hadn't set the correct output here. There we go. Ah, yeah. So this is that game that
Yeah.
we talked about a couple
Kind
of
of
weeks
paper
ago.
paper cut but it's like a kind of a picture book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of looks like it's meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Still not my favorite, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's internally cohesive.
So yeah, so if you guys are into like platformers, there it is. This is coming out again on the 7th. So that's in like what, 2 days? Yeah, that's in 2 days. On
27th.
PS4,
Okay.
Switch, and PC. Yep.
Awesome.
Yes.
Next up, we've got a twin stick shoot 'em up called NeverAwake. It's coming from developer Neotro, which is coming out on the 28th of this month for PC via Steam.
Yeah. Not much to say other than that. But no, but those are like the smaller, like indie kind of game. Let's talk about the one that everybody is thinking about this coming week. That's right. The first of two Trails games from the Crossbell arc, Trails from Zero, is finally officially releasing on in the West, and that's a great call for celebration. I think.
For sure.
We've been waiting for this forever, guys. It is now officially released, and I just want to, and again, this translation is coming from Geofront. They worked with them to get that out there. So again, just great news, I think, for all who's been involved. And now you can actually support Falcom by purchasing the game officially, which I have, and it is now being shipped from Amazon. Hopefully, I'll get it like tomorrow. Yeah, I think it just shipped.
Oh, nice.
Like today.
Yeah.
So, well, I should be getting it on release day, if not just yesterday, but no, not yesterday, tomorrow, like so the day before. So this game is being released on the 27th, again on PS4, Switch, and PC. So if you're looking for an official way to play this game on PC, come back in 2 days.
All right. Did you want to take a look at the trailer together on this one?
Yes, well, at least the latest trailer. I mean, look, we've got so many fans here. Yes, we can look at the trailer.
I mean,
let's just all
I'm a big
cry.
fan.
Let's
I
all
mean,
let's all cry to this. Yeah.
anybody who has seen my review of Trails from Zero should be
I can't
well
wait to
aware.
play this because, like, honestly,
You've
I
been
like
waiting.
Sky just fine. In fact, I'm gonna start Sky third
Oh yeah, you definitely
probably
want to play the third
tomorrow.
first because it does tie
Yeah,
into this.
yeah. I'll play Sky third tomorrow, and then
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, yeah, start Sky third tomorrow, and then yeah. So Trails from Zero, of course, is next because I already pre-ordered is coming. This is the arc that I'm actually most excited for. Not
Yep.
gonna lie, I'm actually not too crazy excited about uh Cold Steel, even though everyone raved about it.
Yeah.
I just like nothing about the premise like makes me care.
Oh, I haven't
But the
even looked at the
crossbow
premise
premise,
yet. But
yeah,
Crossbell. Oh yeah.
crossbow premise, it's like yeah, this feels like my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So
It's like it's
I look forward to it.
if you're coming from Sky, like the visual fidelity increase is pretty nice. The lack of ability to turn the camera anymore kind of sucks, but you get used to it real quick.
Well, I wonder if some of the quality of life improvement in this official release might change things, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, they say that there will be features that weren't even previously available in the Geofront
Yeah.
release. So that has piqued my interest for sure.
I think this is based on the evolution, right? Like,
Oh, that's kind of being redone entirely for at least for. I mean, PS4 version is yeah based on evolution.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
The PC and the Nintendo Switch versions
Mhm.
are heavily reworked and being ported from like the ground up. It's really impressive the work that they're doing for this. That is something though that has like drawn some of the ire of fans of Cold Steel. It's like, or not Cold Steel, but Azure and Zero is like they really want to play on PS4, but they're gonna end up with the inferior version. If you are interested in these games, do be sure to get the either the PC or the Switch versions because this is the ones that are gonna have like full
Oh, but
full
not
up-res
PS4?
visuals. Yeah, PS4 because I think Falcom just wanted them to do a straight port of the PS4 version they already
That
did in
doesn't make
Japan.
sense.
I know,
Huh.
right? So yeah, it's.
I might have to return my PS4 versions.
Oh, is that the one
PC version.
you ordered?
Yeah, because I mean, typically PS4 is a good way to play, but
You
then
fool!
my PC is kind of messed up, and
You've fallen for
You
one of
know-
the classic blunders.
of getting a PS4 version over the Switch version, is that it? That makes no sense. That it is the same game, but the PS4 version is somehow different than Switch and PC. That
I know.
I haven't heard about it. I'm
I
not
don't
doubting
believe-
you. I'm
I
just
don't-
saying. I think it's
Yeah, I
weird
don't
that they
believe-
would do that.
And I don't believe Nisa had any sort of say in that. I think that they just, I don't think that they had, say in that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I saw someone ask in chat whether or not we've heard words about Trails in the Sky re-release or remake or
That would be
remaster.
really nice.
And the answer to that is yes, we have covered it, and no, there's absolutely no plan to do that. They're not, as of right now, as of the latest words from Falcom president, there will be no re-release and remaster of
Because-
any kind to Sky.
Because if they spent more time remaking old games, they wouldn't have time to make new games, right?
Yes,
because-
that's the reason.
And they don't want to do the George R.R. Martin thing where they just like focus on I mean maybe that's not the George R.R. Martin thing, but they want to make sure that they're able to finish the series before they all retire or worse. So
Yeah, I think the exact words from the president was I want to be able to finish the Trail series before I retire.
yeah. I understand that and completely
and his
respect
staff.
that.
Yeah, and his staff. It's like, yeah, we're like, this is our baby. Like, we need to see this through before we retire. And if we spend more time doing these things, we're just never going to finish this. It's a long, epic and that's what fans like about this series. So yeah, it's exactly that thing that you love, the deep lore and the long epic.
Hmm.
That's the reason why you're not getting Sky.
Yep.
Life be conflicting, man. But hey, if some billionaire decides to sweep in and be like, hey, how about I just fund this? If any billionaire is listening to our show right now and you're a big Trolls fan, maybe consider reaching out to Falcon and be like, hey, let me just foot the bill. Let me just foot the bill to re-release Sky. I'm just saying it'll be a great business venture.
That would be nice. If I was a
That would be
billionaire,
nice.
I
Yeah.
would throw money at all sorts of stuff like that.
If I was a billionaire, I would also throw money at all sorts of things. have some cash, please.
But
I
I'm not
have
a
too
billionaire.
much.
And
Yeah, but
so,
I'm not.
anyways, we also have this week the last game coming out this week is from Square Enix. It's Valkyrie Elysium, and at
Yeah.
this point, it's just they're just force feeding us these RPGs.
They are.
What's on the menu this week? Well, just the latest entry in the Valkyrie series, I suppose. So
Yeah.
it's coming out on the 29th of this month. Valkyrie Elysium will be available on PS4, PS5, and also on PC.
That's right, Valkyrie Elysium, man. I'm a little salty that Japan is getting the collector's edition and not us. It just
Mm-hmm.
it looks really nice too. It's like this nice, beautiful collector's edition. I'm like, oh, okay. When are we getting it? You're not.
Yeah.
Like what? And then also, they're
Rude.
still trying to push the digital version. So they're like, oh yeah, if you get the digital version, you get these like DLCs that you don't get from your physical edition. I'm like, no,
Don't
I
care.
don't care. I'm still getting the disc. I want my own physical copy. I'm just gonna be old school like that.
Yep.
Nothing's gonna change my mind.
Totally understandable.
Yep. Okay, so let's talk about some new game announcements. My gosh, we are moving fast today.
I know.
So this new game, well, it's not new game. We've talked about this game before. It is a little indies game called In Stars in Time. From the developer Insert This 5, they have announced that their time looping RPG will be coming to the Switch in addition to PC. So originally they announced that the game is coming to PC, but now they've announced that it will also come to the Switch. So more ways to play this little game. There is a new trailer that we can look at just so we can sort of remember what game we're talking about.
Yeah, because I'm a little hazy on it myself.
Yeah. It looks kind of like
Okay.
Omori slash Mothers.
It's got a little bit of that Pokemon vibe to me, but maybe it's because
Yeah.
it's black and white. A little bit of that.
a lot of time looping. Yeah,
Cute
so the
graphics.
premise of this game is you have to like make subtle changes to the way you play to avoid like wiping your party.
Beginner's
basically.
traps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a heavy like time loop mechanics in this game.
I dig the visuals here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a modern day Game Boy 1 game.
It honestly looked really good. Everything hurts. Have you tried not dying? Yeah. Pro tip, yo.
Oh yeah, that looks really quirky.
Yeah, I love the aesthetics to this game. I love the art. Everything's fine.
Sure.
It looks great. I really like this. I like talking about like indies like these. I don't have a whole lot of time to play the indies, but I love talking about them because a lot of times indies is where like boundaries are pushed and new ideas are tested, right?
Oh, for
when
sure.
large companies are not willing to fund these like new forget new IPs. Forget new IPs, just like a new, way to play.
Oh, no.
Right.
The JRPG genre is so like I really love the turn-based formula, but like there are other ways of doing the turn-based formula that people
Yeah.
just have not begun to really explore the depths of. Like, I mean, and this might be a spoiler for my Chrono Cross review. And say what
Mm.
you will about like the aspects of it that you dislike, but the combat system, the leveling system, it really just threw a whole lot of stuff right out the window, and just
Yeah.
is like, I'm gonna do stuff my own way, and
Hmm.
nobody has like really used it since. You notice that?
Yeah.
Like Chrono Cross
It's
is
unfortunate.
super unique, and that's too bad. But
It is unfortunate.
and there's got to be hundreds of ways to make a turn-based RPG that haven't been explored, but right now they've got the formula and they're sticking to it. So, I mean, and
In
I'm okay
some,
with that
yeah.
sometimes, but
Mhm.
it'd be nice to see more variety sometimes too, you know?
I think in some sense it's the way that fans are reacting to it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen some like pretty harsh like sort of like Metacritic review or maybe not even Metacritic review, just like really harsh reviews when it may not warrant that level of like scrutiny, right? It's like okay,
Yeah.
it's not my favorite, but you know, props for doing something unique, you know. But instead, they would just like go on it, like
Yeah.
you know, and that's because you know these kind of reviews tend to like sell, if that makes sense, like make it
They do
dramatic, right?
actually.
Yeah,
Uh
and yeah,
People, there's nothing people hate to love more than bad news.
yeah, and all the drama. So, I think even as fans, we need to be careful about how we are going about critiquing these kind of things as we reflect and you know and give feedback to the companies. Like, yeah, this is not really working for me, but maybe try better. Try this next time instead of like this sucks. Never do it again.
Oh,
Now
well,
they're
what I try
not
to
in.
do is say,
Yeah.
this maybe didn't work for me, but here are some people that it might be good for,
Yeah,
right?
or
Because not
that.
everything has
Yeah.
to appeal to me. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's never going to appeal to me.
I mean, just remember that time when we were talking about like open world Final Fantasy 16, where this person was just basically like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna touch this because how dare you not make an open world?" It's just like, okay, like I don't think that you're sending the right message here to
Yeah.
any you know companies. This is not really a critique. This is an ultimatum, you know,
Hmm.
and yeah, and the companies are responding to the people who speak the loudest.
It's true.
So, and that's the reason why you'll never see like not Final Fantasy, the Chrono Cross kind of battle, you know, system again because someone spoke really loudly about how much it sucked, and they're just never touching it again, right? And it
Hmm.
further disincentivizes them to try new things,
Yeah.
right? So,
Believe it or not, bad feedback really hurts sometimes.
yeah, it
It's like,
does.
okay, yeah, touching this causes me to feel like I got shocked by an electric fence, so let's not
Yeah,
touch it ever again.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got burned
Regardless
a
of
little
whether or not
hard.
I could iterate upon it to make it more, betterer for the rest of, everybody.
Betterer.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
All right. What you got for me, man? What you got for us?
All right. Well, next up, we've got Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. We've got some
What?
good
Isn't that game
news.
already out? What?
Oh, yeah,
What?
yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What?
it's out. Sure. Yeah. If you're one of those digital game loving suckers,
Boo, digital.
I know.
Boo.
Ugh. No, but we got some good news though for people who like collecting physical games, such as
Physical
me.
copies.
Huzzah! So,
Huzzah.
Red Art Games have announced that Eiyuden Chronicle Rising will be getting physical releases in North America and Europe on
Mhm.
PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and on Nintendo Switch on January 26th of 2023. Now,
Nice.
just to clear the air, Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is not to be confused with Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
Mhm.
Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is the short tie-in game that just sort of it's a side-scrolling action RPG that I really enjoyed my time with. It is very weird to me how much I enjoyed it because it is a game of fetch quests and like improving your social standing within like a small town. It's dumb, but I loved
Mhm.
it. It
Mhm.
plays super fun. But it is not Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, which is,
Yes.
the
Which is
main big
coming.
game. This is a short one.
Yes.
It's a side story. It's cool, but
Mhm.
yeah. And if you wanted to scratch that inner collector's itch and have it on your shelf next to all of your other games, you now have the opportunity. If you just wait about
Couple
4
months.
months,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's like 12 episodes of HitPoint. Just start
Yeah.
counting.
Oh
Yeah.
man, we should have a countdown. I don't think we were
Yes.
going to have that countdown. Baku's
Oh,
coughing is
boy.
a sign of his disapproval, so.
There's the sign of me dying, but
Isn't everything?
oh jeez. Well, we're closer to death every day. Speaking of death, Dragon Quest treasures. Wait.
No.
Yes. So
Got my heart
there's
rate
a
up
new
there.
game trailer. So I just wanted to look at the new game trailer because it shows a whole lot of things. So let's just take a look at that before we talk about it.
Speaking of death, that transition was awful.
I wasn't even trying.
I love it. Man, I've been looking forward to this, and I'm a little disappointed that I hadn't seen more about this during TGS. But it just seems like, how does her hair do that? Come on. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like there's some gravity, but not like
No.
all gravity.
Come on. Come
The
on,
bangs,
Square. That's not how
anti-gravity, but the tail.
That's not how any of this works. Yeah, this is clearly a budget title. That said, I'm excited to see more.
It's a flying pig and a flying cat. Is that it?
It looked like it.
Did they get split up? What? What?
Oh.
They're transported to Draconia, an untamed land where monsters roam free.
You know,
Some can be befriended and
kind of funny that Eric and Mia
That's
never
cute.
mentioned any of this during Dragon Quest XI.
Uh,
Oh well. Yeah, it's a super cute looking game.
they're sure to prove invaluable in
Oh. It is also
but also in the
a,
hunt
another action RPG in the Dragon Quest franchise.
glide.
it's almost like they want their own like Pokemon like Arceus. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Brimming with treasure, and these monsters will
Hmm.
see the world through their eyes on your quest to track it down. You'll want to use these treasure visions to your
Treasure
advantage.
vision.
Huh.
But you have to actually dig it up. That's annoying.
Yeah, because there's probably like
Yeah,
dangerous
doing one
monsters
is
around some of
fine.
those.
No, I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, do one is fine, but like, imagine having to do like 100 of these. Just,
I imagine
oh, jeez.
I bet that time is going to be like a big part of it. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be like dangerous monsters in the area, and you have to like
Mhm.
go and try to steal the treasure before they get to you or something.
Every item of treasure you find will need appraising.
Huh.
And as the value of the treasure in your vault goes up, so will your gang's rank. Visit the personnel department to recruit new gang members.
Gang members? Wait, what? What?
Head over to the dormitory
You heard him.
and swap your
Did you just say gang members?
Gang members.
teams of monsters out on
Yep.
dispatch missions. If you're lucky, they might bring back a piece of truly exceptional treasure.
Yo, Holmes, time to
what was-
recruit some gang members.
Hang on a second though. These
The base also houses a shop,
appraisals that they're talking about,
Mhm.
some of these recruits that they're talking about. Is this gotcha?
and a cafeteria.
I hope not.
It's a one-stop shop for all your adventuring needs.
Oh, that's a lot of
I
money.
swear to God, if they include gotcha in this, it's dead to me.
Draconia is also
Yeah, if they
Like-
put gotcha in this, it's gonna be hell to pay for Square Enix if they put gotcha in this.
Mm-hmm.
a whole host of newfound friends.
I mean, like the,
Well, at
the
least-
various
at
levels of
least,
loot, like that's different. Like it could just be a randomized loot thing.
Yeah, randomized loot is fine.
It's like I mean, it's not fine, but it's okay.
Paid gotcha is not.
Yeah.
Like real world money pay gacha is not. Let's just make it very clear to people
Yeah.
is what we're not okay with.
But I also am not a fan of using randomization in order to like.
Yeah, I don't like randomization either. It does make for a unique gameplay. Some people are actually for it, and those are the people that you never want to take to Vegas because they have a gambling problem. Like, I'm telling you, all the people who like really relish randomizing.
Wait.
Like,
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let me look at the end of Dragon Quest Treasures here, because there's one more thing at the end.
Yeah.
What does it say? What's the pre-order?
What about it?
Okay.
It's like these are digital items that you get.
Yeah, digital items. I just want to make sure that these aren't like digital items that like would otherwise be paid digital items. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I wouldn't know if they would be because
Yeah.
they could always have like a DLC.
it probably isn't, but part of
you
me
know.
has this like aversion, because it's like, yeah, in-game items, like I saw the Chimera Wing. That's like a teleport item generally. So it's probably fine. I just, part of me is like predisposed to be like, was this originally going to be a mobile game? Were these originally going to be like items that like were randomly distributed like every 24 hours if you like played every day or something? Like, what is going on exactly with this? That's what I really, I don't know. My skeptic
get it.
tingle, my skeptic sense is tingling here, and I
get
hope
that.
that's not the case.
get
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's no way for us to know until that thing comes out. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's Dragon Quest Treasure, and is coming out on December 9th on Nintendo Switch only. Pre-order is available right now, so if you can't wait, you just gotta lock that game in and pay for that day one, exclusive right to play. Then go ahead and do the pre-order. Unless you get it from Amazon, they might cancel on your order.
I don't know. Like, part of me is like, man, I hope that it's fine. Maybe don't pre-order just in case. Maybe wait for a review, because it's, I don't know. I don't want to say like I'm not. I don't want to cast judgments yet, but there's a possibility that there could be some stuff going on that could ruin an otherwise perfect gaming experience, and I really hope that that's not the case.
Yes, hope not.
We'll see. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll cover more of this game as more details come to light.
That's right. All right.
All right. So moving along, we've got Labyrinth of Galleria, the Moon Society, which was just announced by NISA. It's their newest entry in their dungeon crawler, Labyrinth of Galleria. Yeah. Oh, hang on. It's the release date that they've announced.
Yes.
Okay. This game will be released internationally on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, apparently.
February 14th, 2023 for PS4,
Yes.
PS5, Nintendo Switch, and also PC.
Yeah, apparently. I saw that and I was like, Valentine's Day? Like, oh, okay.
I know. Not
Okay.
okay.
Okay. I'm sure there's no significance to it, but okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a release date. It's not a huge announcement, but there you go. Now you know when it's coming. So moving on, I think we're like triple dipping into the story at this point, but it's interesting, so we want to talk about it. So
Triple dipping
let's
about what?
Penny Blood.
Penny Blood. Would we
Penny
triple dip
Blood.
on Penny Blood?
This is triple dipping at this point. So
Are we really?
Penny
Okay.
Blood, is releasing 3 side stories that's available in English, which is nice because you can just go and read that right now on the official page. Links in the description later on. These 3 adult-oriented stories.
Oh my.
They're titled "Pleasure Doing Business," "The Devil in Me Blues," and Finding the X-Men. They are all stories written by actually the translators on the Penny Blood team, Ari Lee and Donna Gray, which is pretty interesting. And they're all
Huh.
produced by Matsuzo Machida, the series creator. So,
Oh, that's
uh,
cool.
yeah, so it's pretty interesting that I'm guessing he came up with the story and then probably wrote about it, and then they like basically wrote it in English or maybe
Sure.
wrote it with him. I don't know, but
Uh-huh.
the translators are not just translating it; they're giving like writing credit to this. So I think that's pretty cool.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. So please take a look at them. The three side stories. Like if you like reading light novels, like you just like reading stuff and you're excited about Penny Blood, you just want more information. Yeah, these three separate side stories is gonna tie you over a little bit. I do think that I have a gut feeling they're gonna release like maybe a couple more. So hey,
Awesome.
check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll keep an eye on that. We'll let you know when more of them are available. In the meantime, since we're triple dipping on Penny Blood, it would really only make sense for us to triple dip on Armed Fantasia because
That's
Armed
right.
Fantasia's official website has just shared 6 playable characters, render, and bios.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and share my screen here, and
Let's take a
Baku
look.
we can take a look at these together. If I do, there we go. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can see some of these here.
So
So
yeah.
links will be in the description down below if you wanted to learn more about these characters who are going to be in Armed Fantasia.
Mhm.
So we've got Ingram Goodweather, 17-year-old, and then we got Alicia Fairhead. Oh, cool. We have a little bit of concept art to go with her,
Yeah.
and Euclid.
Sketch.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's really cool
Euclid.
sketches.
So this is the best friend. So yeah, the three characters that we saw were Ingram, Alicia, and Euclid, right? Like those are
Yeah.
the three that we saw from like the trailer. But then there are more now.
Oh man.
See here,
And
we've
there's
got
some additional
ourselves.
details about like gameplay and some
Yeah.
enemies and stuff. It's gonna be really awesome, I think, to dig
I
into some of that.
I really am digging the character design so far. Like I looked at all of them, I'm just like, wow, there's a consistent theme to it. But at the same time, each of them has this sort of like there's something like 90s about their design
Oh,
that I'm really
absolutely.
liking. But at the same time, it is not like dated art, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it is about as well done as I could imagine it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if these characters had maybe been designed in the 90s but then finished in the modern era,
That's
you
what
know.
it feels like. That's what it feels like. There's certain like old school design language to them, that gives me that nostalgia. But like the art style itself is definitely like the newer art style. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a great what's the word? It's kind of almost like a great like metaphor to this game.
Yeah. I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I think these characters are designed are about as perfect as they get. And just a great what's the word? Like a great like bench test
Yeah.
to any games that's coming up. Like these are the levels that we should expect, for these sort of JRPGs that are being produced through via Kickstarter from like industry veterans. Like it's sort of what's the word? It's
Like a
really
benchmark.
it's a benchmark, but it's really knocking that standard up.
Oh, it's raising the bar, yeah.
It's raising the bar. There you go. That's the word. It's definitely raising the bar, and we should start expecting these. Moving forward. This gold standard. There you go. Oh my god.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, what's the word I was looking for? It's sort of like that. This is going to be the gold standard now. So, boy, I'm looking forward to a great future for these games coming out. I'm just loving everything about this, like the aesthetics, the renders, the art creations, the music. Just like I can't. It's hard to hype responsibility right now. So
I know. It
it's
is
really
not
hard.
easy. It's
Yeah.
never easy. I mean, I feel like at this point, I was saying this about Eiyuden Chronicles also, how it just feels like it's almost in my mind a foregone conclusion that it's going to be a great game when it comes out. Like that's just not responsible. I really should be reeling
yeah.
in those expectations, to
Mhm.
be totally honest, because I don't think it's fair to the game designers, because these are indies, right?
Yeah.
And this one in particular looks like it's gonna be incredible, but it also looks pretty what's the word?
Mhm.
Uh aggressive, like they're really trying to extend beyond what their normal boundaries would
Yeah.
be. And I gotta respect that for them, respect them for that. But
Yeah.
you know, there's a good possibility that it's not going to be as 100% polished as a AAA studio title. So I just gotta
That's
keep
correct.
that in mind, you know, because
That's correct. Now, one thing they did say is that this game is probably going to be something like a 30 to 40 hours game. So definitely don't expect this thing to be like 100+ hours, kind of like Persona 5 experience. Okay,
sure,
you're the from the director himself. You're looking at maybe 30 to 40 hours game, right? Depending on how you go about it. So, now I saw there was an interview that talked about how the developer Kaneko went to Sony multiple times with this idea,
yes,
and Sony just wouldn't budge.
yeah,
And I have some mixed feelings on it, right? So on the one hand, I feel like that's a missed opportunity for Sony, honestly.
oh yeah,
But at the same time, I don't want to like vilify Sony because again, these companies have sort of a fiduciary duty to pick projects that's safe and have expected returns that are good.
yeah. But that's
And
also because
so, yeah,
they keep swinging for the stars every time they try to make a game. Like not everything has to be a triple A developed
crazy
title.
triple A polish,
Yeah,
you know,
look at Octopath Traveler, right? I mean,
yeah,
Square Enix had a fiduciary responsibility to their investors, sure,
hmm
but they took a chance and
yeah,
they spent some money that didn't, you know, put them at huge financial risk, and
yeah.
it paid off really nicely. Like, uh, you
Oh,
know,
yeah. Oh,
Miss,
it's the Octopath
it's
is
they're the exception to the rule
it's
because of
definitely an
how,
exception to the rule, and
yeah.
and that's what I also want to point out too. Like more often than not, you end up with something like I'm Setsuna,
Mm-hmm.
or like Oninuki, I think.
Oninaki,
Like just
the
just basically
Tokyo
the three
Game
games.
Factory.
They gave it three shots, and all three of them kind of blah, right? So for every success, for every shining success that you find, that you just like, wow, look at this. Why couldn't you do this? There were like 10 games that had failed,
That's
right?
true.
So we gotta look at it like holistically. So I don't want to like vilify Sony for not taking a chance on it, but at the same time, clearly I think we can all see that this was a missed opportunity on their part. They could have funded this, and they could have like really turned this into a great exclusive, but
I'm
they
just
didn't. So
I'm just so glad that things like Kickstarter do exist to help these projects uh, become a possibility. Because I mean, before Kickstarter, this is just the sort of thing that would have squandered and you know, died in the womb. You know, um,
yeah,
and I wonder if Kickstarter had existed, you know, back in the '90s, would we have seen, you know, a successor to Terranigma, you know,
yeah.
from the creators of, you know, from Quintet?
Well, never
Maybe,
too
maybe
late.
not.
We can still see a successful like next year. You never know.
Yeah, you know,
Mm.
I can't say who is to say.
Yeah,
Crazy
who's to
things have
say?
been happening. You know, we've got Wild Arms successor, we've got a
Oh,
successor
jeez.
to
War Arm
Konami's
Successor.
Suikoden.
Still,
We've got so much. We got Shenmue 3, for
yeah.
better or worse. We got it. Like things
I
are
just can't
crazy.
get over the fact that we have a War Arm Successor.
I know.
That is one title that I never thought I would ever see the name of ever
I
again.
know. Another title I would
So,
never expect to see the name of, Lunar. You know, if they could make a Lunar successor.
oh boy, or just give us a remaster. Am I right? I
Well, we
saw
had
that
it on
on.
PSP. I mean, careful what you
Yeah,
ask for.
yeah.
So
Well,
actually, some people liked that one. I don't know.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and move along to some other news that we have going on here, and that
Yes.
is anime news actually. And I
Yes.
actually don't even have a title to have for anime news. So
It's just industry news, but yeah.
yeah, okay, we'll call it industry news. All right, so
Yeah. Multimedia projects. Let's go.
yes, in anime news, we have. I was pleasantly surprised by this. An announcement from Netflix. They're announcing a new adaptation of Capcom's Onimusha, and it's in production.
Yes.
So Takahashi Miike, who is famous for Ichi the Killer and 13 Assassins, will act as the chief director.
Yeah,
The
I'm
new
actually pretty
anime will
excited.
follow the legendary swordsman Musashi Miyamoto as the protagonist instead of the longtime series protagonist Samanosuke Ekechi. So it's not clear as of right now how the anime connects to the game, but they if they even ever connect at all. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that Onimusha really only had Samanosuke and Onimusha like 1 and 3, didn't they? Wasn't 2 a separate protagonist?
I don't remember.
I'm
I don't
I'm not
remember.
100% either. So, but
Yeah.
what they all had in
Onimusha's a
common,
long time ago.
what they all had in common was a samurai who defeated all kinds of demons and absorbed their souls and had
Mhm.
super cool weapons that were all
Yes.
elementally based. Oh, and I
Mhm.
cannot wait to see an anime of that.
Yeah, I'm actually it's very surprised that this would be a thing. Like, I think that's just sort of the running the not the running joke, but the running theme for this year is just, wow, I didn't see this.
I know.
I didn't see that. I didn't think like Valkyrie like series. I didn't see that one coming. A Wild Arms successor, didn't see that coming. Capcom's Onimusha coming as in the form of an anime, didn't see that coming.
Nope.
What?
I know.
Oh, what's going on?
Legend of Mana anime. I mean, that's something that
mm.
we had announced earlier, and just didn't see that coming either. It's
We'll be
crazy.
talking about that. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, speaking of Legend of Mana, let's jump ahead a little bit and talk about that one then. So Legend of Mana, the Teardrop Crystal is the official name to the anime. This has gotten a new opening movies, courtesy of Warner Brothers Japan. And this new opening movie will feature the theme song Tear of Will by Saori Hayami. So this is going to be the opening uh movie for
Yeah.
the new anime. Did you want to look at that, or
Sure.
what do you
Yeah, let's give it a watch. I will
Yeah.
probably play it on quiet because
consume a good amount of related material so that they don't come back and explain it to you, so that new people watch this, they're lost and they hate it, and then they review bomb it, and then Japan is like, what happened? Why didn't you like it?
Yep.
Why didn't you like it? This is like great production. It sure is. Unless you gave us like a brand new story, like Onimusha, right? Like with Musashi Miyamoto, like that's gonna be like probably like brand new story, brand new telling,
Yeah.
right? But something like this, that's basically taken out of the game, it would be
They're going
pretty
to have to
bad.
gloss over a lot because
Yeah.
there's no way you can cover a 40, 50-hour RPG in a
Yeah.
12 episode anime. It's just not
But
going to happen.
they just didn't do it in a way that like fills you with enough background information for you to understand what's going on and care about
Yeah.
what's going on. I
It's
think
tough.
that's a lot. The point is the important part.
Mhm.
Can you make me care about this? And don't assume that I care just because I'm watching this, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
By the way, that OP looked really nice.
It looks fantastic. Yeah. So I hope Square Enix will consider making animes from other games. Actually, that would be be interesting.
I wonder if this was the OP that they were gonna like, or the thing that they were going to show at that random event a few months ago, but then never did. They ghosted him. Do you remember that?
Oh no! That was for Final Fantasy 9.
Oh, that was nice. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was different.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
right, because there was a
we
Final Fantasy
still don't
IX
know what
anime.
happened to that.
We still have no idea.
We still have no idea what happened to that. So yeah, but anyways, this anime is actually coming out really soon. It's coming out on October 7th. I mean, look, there's an opening anime like song and everything, so you would expect this to be coming out very soon. And soon it is. October 7th
Oh,
is when we get to watch this new anime, and boy, you bet I will be watching that. So,
awesome.
yes. All
Okay.
right.
Well, then I guess I'll go ahead and talk about this next one here. We've got Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, The Northern War, which is the new anime that's coming from Falcom and Tatsunoko. So
Mhm.
they've released a trailer to the
Mm-hmm.
much anticipated anime adaptation of The Northern War. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and take a look at this because
All
I'm
the
pretty
Trails
stoked.
fans are like, are you talking about Trails again? Twice in the same episode? What's going on?
Yes, I am. Because I'm a Dirty Trails fanboy. So sue me. Hey, that looks
The anime
nice.
looks good though.
It does. I mean, the character art is always on point. It's nice to see them translate it to motion like this. Hmm. I don't recognize any of these people. I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. Because I haven't played Cold Steel yet, but
Well, also as you shouldn't, because like there are original characters in here too. So
Yeah.
even if you did play it, you really shouldn't recognize them.
yeah. Cool.
So yeah, so as we covered before, this thus definitely tie into Trails of Cold Steel, but it also is an original story with an original main character. So yeah, so it's not like they just took parts of the game and just here you go, here's an anime version of it, right?
Yeah.
No, this is new stuff. So, just to complete your holistic picture into the grand lore of Trails of Cold Steel, this is definitely going to add value to that if you're one of those people who just absolutely love the lore. And who doesn't, right?
I mean, that's
Yeah.
if you don't love the lore, you're probably gonna drop it after the first couple of games.
Yeah, you're probably not going to be a Trails fan if you didn't like the lore.
Yeah.
it's a given if you're a fan. So there you go. Super awesome. Definitely will be watching this myself. So yeah. I'm hoping I can make it to Trails of Cold Steel by the time this anime comes out.
I know. I just need to dive in. I just it's hard to choose which game to play through next, you know?
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
When is this coming out, by the way? Do we know yet?
I don't know, Derek. When does it come out?
I think you probably just said, but early 2023, right?
I wrote it. I'm like, I don't know. Do you want me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's early.
I'm probably not going to make it
2023.
either then.
Yeah, I'm not making it. Let's say early 2023 is, let's say it's April. If I play Trails nonstop, I might be able to get there. And that's if I play Trails every single day, stream or not, I probably could make it. That's the only way to
Mhm.
make it before the anime airs. So no, realistically, it's not happening.
What I'm curious is if this is going to be like a prequel to or a sequel to Cold Steel or
So there is such an event called the Northern War in Cold Steel.
okay, so it
and
takes place during Cold Steel then.
It
So
takes place during Cold Steel, yeah.
Okay.
And this is kind of like an alternative retelling of the situation,
Mhm.
like on the grounds with a new protagonist sort of viewpoint. So yes, definitely. And in that sense, it is brand new.
Okay.
You know, you know what I mean? Like
I'm just trying to see like
yeah.
chronologically, like should I watch this after Cold Steel 1 but before 2? You know what? You know, I got people I can ask about this. Naticus, I'll
Yeah, he
pull
will
your
tell
ear
you.
about this later.
Yeah, I'm reading chat right now. Chat's kind of like somewhere between 1 and 2, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Okay,
but before 3. So
cool. So you don't have to
Alright.
play all of them, just 1 and 2. You got this, Baku. I believe in you.
Nope, not happening. Anyways, speaking of anime, boy, we were not kidding when we say that there's a lot of anime news with game tie-ins that we. Oh, Nauticus, like, wait, what? Hi, Nauticus. Yeah, moving on. Sorry, your 5 minutes to shine is over, Nauticus. It's time to talk about Nier Automata. So
Oh,
Aniplex is giving us the first look into the anime with two new trailers, focusing on 2B and 9S respectively, which we'll look at in just a second. The anime also has a new title. It is now called Nier Automata version 1.1a. According to Yoko Taro, the versioning is because the anime wouldn't be interesting if it were simply copied from the game story as is into the anime. Sorry, yeah, it's just copying from the game story into the anime as is wouldn't be interesting, suggesting that there will be some changes involving the story in the anime. So he's got my interest peaked because it's sort of like,
alright.
okay, we already know the story. Is this really just going to be just animated? Is that all the value proposition there is? No, according to Yoko Taro, he's basically hinting, no, the story is going to change somewhere. That's why there's a version 1.1. So
Yoko Taro, who owns the Nier? Is it Square Enix?
Square Enix.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. But
sure.
he's sort of like the creative director, like de facto, like
Yeah, he's the
whatever he
guy.
says goes.
He's the Kojima of the Nier series. He's the
Absolutely.
Nomura of the yeah. I
And
see.
this
I
guy's a
see.
mad lad. I mean, I don't agree with all of his decisions.
I'm
I
just
mean, I've
thinking
I've plenty
titles.
of
At
I
least
have some
he
choice words for Replicant, right?
uh-huh.
But I don't agree with all his decisions. But I can't you can't argue with like the level of genius that this person brings and the sort of the innovation that he's bringing. It's just like what we're saying about Chrono Cross system not being your cup of tea sometimes,
Mhm.
but but you gotta respect that they are trying to do something new at least.
Yeah.
So
I was just trying to tie connections between this title and Square Enix's love of decimal points and nonsensical titles. That's all.
Oh,
He fits it.
that's
He fits right in.
well, yeah. What is it? That's what's his name? Nomura. That was
Yeah.
Nomura. But apparently, the versioning or the weird decimal things for Yoko Taro, they actually make sense.
Okay.
He just doesn't tell you what they are. But some people have looked into it. I was like, no, it actually do perfectly make sense.
Okay. Come
So
on.
that's
Near
interesting.
Replicant, that like version in it's like
No,
17
apparently,
digits long.
well, that's the thing. Apparently, there is like some mathematical thing to it. Like there is not like a random string of numbers.
Okay.
Like it is a. You know what? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it to you. But
All
okay,
right.
let's talk. Let's take a look at the trailers anyway, shall we?
Yeah. Which one do you want to
Yeah.
start with? The 9S or the 2B?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. We'll
Yeah,
we'll start
doesn't
with
matter.
9S because everybody knows who 2B is at least.
They're really short.
誰かと一緒に行動できるって楽しいんです。
Yeah, the animation looks great.
Yeah, it really does.
そろそろ
I really hope that they can capture that bleak kind of existence. So far so good.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
super short.
well,
And
short
now
and sweet,
to be.
or not to be.
Or not to be. I'm waiting for the A2 trailer.
生と死を繰り返す螺旋に我々は囚われ続けている。
Yeah, this is the famous scene when she lands
それとも
in like the first boss.
Hmm.
God, this
That's
it
some
looks
nice
gorgeous.
animation. Oh,
This
it's
thing
so
looks
short.
gorgeous. Yeah, it is really short. But this is like a first look kind of things. They're teasers. Like they're definitely teasers. So
Yeah.
as we can hear from the trailers, and actually as we see from the trailers also, the anime will retain the voice actors from the game. So there you have it. It's official. The voices from the game will make a comeback. It is
Awesome.
not clear if that will be true for if there's an English dub, if they would go back to the English voice actors, but at least in the Japanese version, it will be the voice actors. So pretty cool stuff. We'll see. We'll get more information. We'll cover it as it as they become available.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I got some news for everybody too.
What?
Yeah. Nani? So there's this animated movie that's being produced by Illumination Entertainment. Little title you might have heard it, called Super Mario Bros. Movie. They're saying
What?
Oh,
What? What?
Super Mario Bros. Movie.
That's what exactly is the Super Mario Bros? What is that? I don't think I've ever heard.
Well, you
of,
see, there's these two plumbers, and they go to this world where there's a bunch of turtles, and they jump on them. And anyways, they're making a movie about it, a documentary starring Chris Pratt. So it's going to be a movie. They're going to be putting out a
plumber
trailer.
brothers. Yeah, that sounds
stomping on turtles and going on
stomping on turtles
and eating mushrooms. So
and eating shrooms.
yeah. So anyways, we're going to get a trailer for it. We don't have it yet, but apparently they're going to be premiering it at the 2022 New York Comic-Con on the 6th of October, which is just a little over a week away. So we won't be able to talk about it this coming episode, but the next one will definitely have some more information on Chris Pratt, because I mean, he's so cool.
I actually saw some other folks who I forgot to add it into the docket, but I saw some other folks who's been cast too. Let me see if I can actually find it. There's some folks who has been cast. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so actually no, this is not it. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll wait.
Yeah. There you go. Some folks has been cast. Princess Peach will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Luigi will be voiced by Charlie Day.
Oh yeah.
Bowser will be voiced by Jet Black.
Yep.
And okay, this is not like a weird like Conan O'Brien here's who we think would be great for this voice thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like those talk
they
show
announced
ones.
This. They announced this during Nintendo Direct like several months ago.
It's super cool.
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. Let's see. Keegan
Michael
Key is gonna play Toad.
Yep.
Yeah. So super awesome stuff. I can't wait. These this is gonna be ridiculous, dude. I like Key. I like Seth Rogen.
I like everybody, but they picked a bunch of character actors who are like really good at playing themselves, and I wonder what the big idea is.
I can't wait to see it. So it's a star-studded cast, that's for sure. They're not going cheap on this. They're like, Sonic's does such a great job at the box office. We too would like to see some of that money. So I hope this doesn't bomb. I mean,
it could be really. It could either be really great or really bad.
Yeah, all really cringe, right? I'm not like a big Mario fan, but like, I mean, I want to see it succeed, just like I want to see Sonic succeed.
I'm morbidly curious at this point, for sure. If I could watch, if Sega could trick me into coming to see a Sonic movie, and they did a couple of times, and they were great. If they could trick me into coming to see a Sonic movie, Nintendo could absolutely get me in a theater to watch a Mario movie. Anyways, so that movie is slated for the big screen on April 7th, 2023. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and we'll give you more news as it arrives.
Yeah, not that far from here. All right, here is the last piece of news. What, you guys thought we are going to give you another 4 hours episode? Come on. We're not sitting through 2 4 hours episode a week. Y'all crazy. But okay, here's the last piece of news, and it relates to not anime, not movies, but it relates to graphics cards.
Yeah,
that is
gaming
a topic
adjacent.
that us nerds love to talk about and hate and dwell over. So during the GeForce Beyond presentation, Nvidia officially announced the RTX 40 series cards in the flavor of the high-end 4090 and 4080. The Founder Edition cards will be available in October for the 4090 and November for the 4080. The 4090 will come in at a, get this, $1,599 USD. So,
Wow. Wowza.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sorry. So $1,600 for the 24. With if you've got some chump change,
Mhm.
$1,600. That's nothing. Look at the Terra statue. That's like $24,000 or something, or however much that was.
Yeah.
$1,600, nothing. Inflation.
Yeah.
If you too have that sort of chump changes laying around and you're looking to improve your graphics prowess by 2 to 4 times the performance of the previous flagship RTX 3090 with 24 gigs of DDR VRAM, you too can, really flex your muscles. And if 4090 does not sound like something you want to have, maybe the 4080 would be more your cup of tea. It comes in 2 variants, the 16 gig version, which comes at $1,200 USD, and also the 12 gig version at $899.
Okay.
So I think the elephant in the room is just how expensive these cards are, because
Yeah.
they are. Regarding the eye-watering prices, CEO Jensen Huang said that the quote the ability for Moore's law to deliver twice the performance at the same cost or at the same performance half the cost every year and a half is over. It's completely over. So the idea that a chip is going to go down in cost over time, unfortunately, is a story of the past, end quote. So that is
Oh,
his
interesting.
sort of
I wonder.
justification.
I
Yeah.
kind of wonder what AMD is going to say about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit about that in just a second.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So, that's his justification for how much these things freaking cost. Now, the YouTube tech community at large are not happy. They've been pretty negative about it.
Of course.
And one such person that I've been watching covering these. Well, I've watched a lot of tech reviewer and tech,
Mhm.
like Linus and Paul and Tech Jesus, Gamer Nexus, of course. I watch all
Yep.
those guys, right?
Mhm.
But one person really stood out for me lately talking about these cars is Jay at Jay's Two Cents, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he did multiple videos talking about it. And one video in particular that I want to bring up, and I of course encourage you all to watch this original video, link in the description later, is him talking about how deceptive the 4080 code is, the SKU is very deceptive because
Mhm.
you've got yourself a 4080 16 gig variant,
Yeah.
which is $1,200, and then you have the 4080 12 gig variant,
Yep.
which is $900. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, I give up 4 GB of DDR6 VRAM and I save myself like $300,
Yeah.
right? Okay, sure.
Enough to buy
I
another.
don't need.
Enough to buy
Yeah.
the rest of the computer,
Yeah,
basically.
basically. At least the motherboard and
Mhm.
yeah, maybe the RAM. Why not? I don't need 12 gigs of DDR RAM. Sorry, I don't need 16 gig. 12 gigs will do just fine. But see, there lies the issue. There lies
Mhm.
the issue because the two variants does not differ only in the amount of VRAM you get. In fact, you get less cores as well, like
Oh.
3,000 less cores. Okay.
Okay.
So and to call that a 4080 is kind of deceptive because like an average consumer, like a layman person.
Did they just run out of numbers? Like, could they?
No, well, what they should have called it is a 4070. Like call a spade a spade. Should have just called
Sure.
it a 4070.
But what are they
right?
going to do with the 4070? Like maybe the 4090 is actually a 4100.
Well, so Jay did this, right? He compared the core counts, like
Yeah.
relative stack to stack compared to like previous generations.
Mhm.
And what he's basically finding is like, yeah, this amount of core counts and memory bandwidth, that in previous generation would have been the 70s like card.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
this is a very deliberate move to call it a 4080 12 gig variant when in fact historically should have been a 4070.
Yeah. So
So
they're kind of
again,
messing with
yeah.
their own naming schemes. That's messed up.
Yeah, and if you're a person who's not very tech inclined and you look at the two cards, like, well, I've got a 4080 and 16 gigs. I've got a 4080 that's 12 gigs, and presumably that's the only difference between the two is how much VRAM. I would have thought that's the only difference.
Sure.
It's just the amount of VRAM,
Uh-huh.
and I'm saving what, like $300? Yeah, sure, why not, right? But that's not it. And in fact, the core code is different. I think this one. So I think the 102 is the 4090, the 103 is the 4080, 16 gig, but the core has like a different number. It's called the 104, N104, I think. Again, just watch Jay's clips.
Okay.
He goes into way deeper than what I'm talking about here. The point is that there's some deceptive practice in play that's why people are upset about it, right? And also, Jay also talked about the power draw and the life cycles of the required 12-volt HPWR cable, right?
Mhm.
So it's basically kind of like a 4 8-pin cable connector into like. So you imagine like a one cable that splits into like a 4 8-pin PCIe cable. That's
Yeah.
what the 12-volt HPWR wire is, and it's required for these cards to run.
At least for
And
Founders editions, then. Right.
No, I think it's required for even some of the what is it called, the
Even for some of the
board
partners.
partners. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has like a special plug in there that basically allows the card to communicate with ATX 3.0 power supply that sort of helps regulate the wattage between each of the wires, right?
Okay.
Between each of the four plugs. It makes sense and it doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense is that cable, that one prong cable, not only is it apparently a fire hazard, it is also rated at 30, not 300, not 3030 disconnect cycles. So
Oh God.
that's one cycle. So
No.
oh boy, I mean, rated. Like, what's the margin of error on this? 30? 30.
That's ridiculous.
It's-
That's planned
I've never heard
obsolescence.
of I've never heard of a
That's-
connector
I know.
for consumer grade that's like 30
That is-
cycles.
That's gotta be planned obsolescence. Like, oh, if your connector
Wow.
wore out, time to get a new graphics card.
Yeah, and the other thing that he talked about is, is not necessarily the wire itself, it's the connector. So
Yeah.
the degradation might not be on the wire itself. Because if it's just a wire, yeah, sure, replace the wire, whatever. It's a hassle, but okay. But what
Mhm.
about the connector
Yeah,
on
you'll
the
have to
card
like
itself?
resolder the connector onto the board.
It's a $1,600 graphics card with a connector that's rated for 30 plug unplug.
That's crazy.
Think about that for a second, right? Okay, so you talk about Radeon, right? You talk about
Yeah.
Team Red. Okay, what is AMD? Okay, so we'll talk about it. So the Radeon 7000 series RDNA 3 cards are coming November 3rd, 2022.
Okay.
Launching we're expecting them to launch the 7900 XT and the 7800 XT, which is basically the equivalent to your 4090 and 4080, right?
Mhm.
So that's sort of like how they're going to fight Team Green,
Yeah.
right? The 7900 XT, which is the top of the line card, is rumored to also possess 24 gig of GDDR6 memory, but will use standard PCIe 8-pin connectors.
Hey.
So no crazy wires.
Hey,
and
that's
in
great.
fact, the renders that we've seen so far that may or may not have been leaks of the Founder Edition card shows 3 connectors up top. So 3 8-pin connectors, which suggests that the wattage will only go up to 450 watts because each of the 8-pin connectors
It's rated
will
for.
only allow. Yeah, it was rated for 150 watts. So
Okay.
we're seeing it's max 450 watts, which is a lot less than I think the 4090 is rated at 600 watts,
Okay.
which explains the 4 plugs into the thing. So that's the news. This is not confirmed, by the way,
Yeah.
how much power it will actually
At
draw.
least for the AMD card, yeah.
Yeah, at least for the AMD card. So that's not confirmed, but we will know once November comes. Yeah, this is a little personal for me because I've been running into computer issues, and so has Derek.
I know.
But it's just a really bad time to buy computer parts right now. For all you PC master race out there, it's a troubling time, right? If you are having computer issues right now, it's the
Mhm.
worst time to buy anything.
I was really
Uh,
thinking that like the Ethereum merger, where it's no longer like proof of work but goes to proof of stake, would be like, oh
yeah,
yeah, now all the graphics cards are cheap as dirt, like. But no, it's not how it's happening because everything
well, at least for
is
the 3000
crazy now.
series has gone down like dramatically.
That's
Like,
true.
look, listen, if
We'll
the
see.
RDNA 3 cards don't work out, I'll buy a 30 series card probably. I'm
Hmm.
not messing with the 40 series cards. Like something about this tells me this is an expensive like trial and error,
Yeah.
and I'm not for it, right?
Hmm.
But if we're just talking about like 3 standard PCIe 8-pin, even though I don't like Radeon software, I just Radeon software has been giving me nothing but trouble from day one. But if it means like great performance and still standard plugs and like maybe 450 watts,
Yeah.
I will consider it, even if it underperforms compared to the
Yeah.
4090.
I
Like head to
don't
head,
need the top of the line. I
yeah,
never
I
have. Like
don't.
like
Yeah,
honestly, the next card I'm looking at is probably going to be like a 2060 or something. Cause like
yeah,
I mean, cause all I need is enough VRAM for some editing. So like maybe 8 gigs would be really great. It'd be
hmm
nice to dabble with a little bit of RTX maybe, but like
mm.
I'm not pushing, like what's the biggest like the most beautiful games out there these days? I don't play any of those. I'm playing retro. I don't but I do need something that's good for like an editing workstation, right?
That is true.
That's what I need.
Well, I mean, I
So,
figured you'd want it for like good encoding
yeah.
for like streaming,
Yeah.
stream
And
encoding. Yeah,
the cores for that, the Invent cores
mhm.
I don't last I heard, haven't really been revolutionized since like the
That's fair.
1650.
Yeah.
Like I could do with a 1650 and be fine. But even so, Nvidia or I'm sorry, AMD has been making some strides as far as their encoder goes. Uh
Oh God, yeah. They need to. Like I
yeah.
hope they understand that they're really losing over like the software game.
Yeah, because if they don't, then the streamers and everything who people who have audiences, unfortunately, are going
Yeah.
to keep on rocking Nvidia stuff and
Yeah.
that's
The
how.
carts are highly capable. It's
Mhm.
just the softwares to just keep holding them back. They're I can't name the amount of times that, Radeon, whatever the heck, their software is called. Oh, Adrenaline
Oh
just
yeah.
keeps crashing on me.
Yeah.
And then I have to roll it back and then everything works again. I'm just like, dude, like it's your software.
Part
Like
of me though, I'm still really rooting for AMD to do to Nvidia what they did to Intel.
oh, well, the Intel cards are coming. The art cards are
Are
coming. I
they?
haven't, yeah.
Are
Well,
they?
they are because it's already coming out for laptops. It's just we're just waiting for like the graphics. I mean, sorry, the gaming cards are coming later, but
Yeah.
I think the regular like workstation cards already out. Like you can buy one
Okay.
probably, I think.
Maybe I
But the
should look into
the
that then,
game
because that
ones
would
are
probably
not
be a
coming out
better
yet.
solution for me anyway.
Well, I don't know if the Intel cards is necessarily a good idea because the
Oh yeah,
guy who's
longevity
working on
support
it,
and all that. Yeah.
well, the guy who's working on it, like the head guy, I think he came from AMD, and like I don't think he has like the best track record. So I don't know. I'm a little if about who's heading the Intel graphics card project. Yeah, this is yeah. I think the guy who's heading it came from Team Red.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think that he had like the greatest track record as far as like being able to produce things that works. So uh,
Yeah.
we'll see.
All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead and switch things over to the final portion of the show, and that's going to be responding to some of the super chats. We have made it to the
Hello,
end of this
Super
one,
Chat.
and it didn't even take us 4 hours to get here.
Yeah.
So we have a super chat here from Pleb again, who says Kiseki anime Pog. Awesome. So yeah, Kiseki anime. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be able to watch it until I've played Cold Steel 1 at least, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited because it looks good and I'm excited for you guys, but I'm not personally excited just because I haven't gotten there yet.
Not yet. We'll get there.
Like,
Have
yeah.
you watched the Kiseki Trails in the Sky OVA yet?
I have not.
You can watch it now.
Should I watch it?
Sure.
Will I add
It's
anything?
fine. No.
Then I guess I will.
Oh, and you should also read. There's a manga that occurs between Cold Steel or Sky 2 and 3. You can watch that or read that. Now.
Okay,
It's
that
like,
sounds like it will add something to
Yeah.
my life. So
it's got
yeah.
the Ring of Judgment. It's good. Check it out.
No, I mean it's like for every hour that you watch a thing, you are not opportunity cost. We talked about
Sure.
this. I'm telling that to chat. All right, what else
Okay.
you got?
Next up, we got one from Naticus who says,
Hello.
in response to your saying his 5 minutes of fame are up, or spotlight, he says, "No, Baku, I will shine on." 5.5 minutes.
Take an extra 30 seconds. I implore you to take that extra 30 seconds. Which is granted, sir. Thank you.
All right, we got a piece been. I'm not sure how to pronounce the whole name. I'm very sorry, but they said Bakusan show full design shirt wear versus full screen.
Huh?
Full shirt design wear via full screen.
You
Oh,
just
they
wanna
wanna see your
wanna
shirt.
my shirt?
Yeah. Okay,
sure.
here. I'll switch to your
This
screen
is-
here.
This is not porn at all.
Yeah, what you got on here, Baku? You wanna
Hold on. Are you seeing it now?
Unit
Okay, yeah,
01
this is
Berserk
the-
lost
Yeah,
all
this
control.
is the Evangelion shirt from Uniqlo.
Condition red.
Yeah, I
Oh,
really
yeah,
like
yeah.
this one. Yeah,
That's really nice. That came from, you said Uniqlo?
yeah. I talk about them sometimes when they have like good like collabo. I think the last time we talked about them was like the Final Fantasy shirts.
Yeah, I
Those
think
sold
so.
out super fast.
Did you got one, right?
I got a couple, but I couldn't. There were ones I couldn't get, and I was camping the site,
Oh,
and I still couldn't get it. And they did a rerun, still couldn't get it because I
Mm.
wanted the original Final Fantasy shirt. Couldn't get it with the Black Mage. Couldn't get it. That's
and
okay.
then Bring Back Fluffy Dogs here says, Encore, pray tell us your thoughts on SacriFire.
SacriFire. What is SacriFire?
SacriFire. Let me look it up here real quick. Because it sounds really familiar. I think we talked about it once before, but SacriFire.
Yeah, I would give you thoughts on it if I know what you're talking about. Oh, it's a Kickstarter thing. Modern JRPG inspired game with a unique battle system, rich story, fantastic visuals.
Yes. This is one of the games that I had in one of my videos talking about various games that I was hyped for. This is one of those HD 2D style RPGs that is actually looking pretty nice. It's an indie title. I don't know much else about it. I haven't looked at it for a while, but it looks cool. I can at least here. I can at least do this much here and share some of the trailer footage with everybody.
Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, okay.
So yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's it is a good looking game. Has some really nice
Real
effects.
time and turn based. Okay. I'm very skeptical whenever they say like a mix of real time and turn based.
Hey, music by Motoi Sakuraba.
Okay, there's no questioning that that's gonna be great. So
Absolutely. I haven't seen this trailer. I think this must be a new trailer.
War of Spirits. discover their secrets.
And the ultimate test
ultimate
of
test.
fate.
Yes. Interesting.
So yeah, that's SacriFire. Check it out if you guys haven't already. But gosh,
I'll keep that. I'll keep that on the radar.
yeah,
I'm surprised that I haven't covered it.
I remember talking about it once upon a time, but for some reason I'd missed the name a little bit, and thought it was like Crimson something, but no, it's SacriFire.
Crimson something.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't look it up because I was like Crimson RPG, like I couldn't remember it, but this is the one, SacriFire. So thank you for the reminder of this excellent game that, well, excellent looking game that may be pretty good. Keep my eyes peeled for it.
Let's see. So the Kickstarter, it was in July of 2021.
Yeah.
So I guess that explains why I didn't.
Yeah, I
Didn't
think
really
this
cover
was
this.
before the start of HitPoint, so I don't think
This
we
is
talked
definitely
about it
before
yet.
HitPoint. Yeah, but I'll be adding that to our list of like watch titles. So thank you so much for bringing that up.
Yeah. All right. And I think
Yes.
that so far does it for us for the rest of the evening. So yeah, Baku. Any closing thoughts for the people?
What we didn't talk about is our Twitch. So I stream
Oh,
over
yes.
at BakusanJEEPs, at twitch.tv. So please come by to hang out. I will be playing Trails in the Sky 3rd, starting this Monday. So
Oh, I thought you
that's
said tomorrow. Oh, that is tomorrow. Yeah,
Yes.
Monday. Sweet.
Did you
Oh, no.
remember that we do the show on Sundays?
I forgot tomorrow was Monday. For some reason, I thought it was like a Saturday. Oh, I
Yeah,
don't wanna go
sorry.
to work
We got
tomorrow.
work again tomorrow. Ah, God, I don't want to go back to work. I want to take a day off. Yeah. How about you, man? What are you doing out there?
Oh, well, I'm just playing a little bit of more of the Golden Sun: The Lost Age. Super cool
Mhm.
game so far. I think we're about like 20 hours into it. Extensive for a GBA RPG actually. And I've been playing that over on Twitch as well every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Computer issues notwithstanding. Starting at 6 p.m. Pacific or Central Time. Central Time. That's the one. Yes. Oh, also, we just got another super chat here from Seiken, who says, heard of HunterX, Metroidvania, Steam, and Switch.
Oh, I have not heard of this.
We'll have to look into that one as well,
The
then.
release date is already released. It was released in April 28th, and you can get it on PC, it looks like. It's from Orange Popcorn.
Oh.
Self-published game. The rating is very positive on Steam, which is nice to see because boy, let me tell you, the feedback on Steam can get rather harsh at times.
Can they really?
Oh yeah. So if you have very positive, that's actually pretty good.
That's awesome. All right. Well,
Thank you for letting us know about it.
yeah, much appreciated, guys. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
that's good.
All right. Here, I'll go ahead and close the trailer that I got playing here. All right, guys. Well, I hope you all had a great time. We'll see you guys again next Sunday. What, will you be in town on Sunday? Do you know?
No, I will be out of town next Sunday, so we'll
Okay.
be doing a Monday show. I'll be up in New York to just hang out with some friends. So yeah,
All right.
good stuff. Yeah.
So see you on Monday next week. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Here we go.